Guys, good morning. Hey, so most of you, if not all of you, have already received your makeup. So I thought I would do this video to maybe give you a little bit of a refresher course in case you need some help learning how to apply. So I'm just going to do the basic hack this morning. I hope this lighting is good. It is crazy dark and dreary outside, and I don't know how, it doesn't seem like this lighting is working, but we'll go with it anyway. So just a little disclaimer for what I've done already. I did my eyes, but I also applied, for me, I applied a little Bella bronzer all over because I'm shading up. My main highlight is a little bit too light for me. So I'm going a little bit, I want to, deepen the foundation. So I'm using Bella to do that. Whatever color you were matched with should be accurate because you just got matched. If you find that it's not, super important, please reach out. You guys don't just live with whatever you get if you're not happy with it. There's a 30-day return policy where we can swap it out and you can get a different shade. We can try and figure out what shade works for you. Maybe a combination of shades or maybe just one shade, okay? But hopefully the shade that you got is the shade that's right for you. So I'm gonna demonstrate by just applying the product with my fingers. I do this routinely. I switch it up. Sometimes I do it with my fingers, with a brush, with a smaller brush. It just depends. There's no rhyme or reason. And that's the fun part of this, is you can just do whatever you want to do. Okay, so when I tell people first starting out, or when I give pointers to people first starting out on how to apply the makeup, I like to have them apply the bronzer, or back up, the contour first, darkest shade. The reason is it's going to give you kind of a roadmap as to where everything else goes. Okay, so let's start with contour. I'm going to just lightly tap into it with my finger. You don't need a whole lot. You're going to find that out. It's highly pigmented. All these creams are, and you only need a little bit. You can always build it up. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting this right across my forehead, close to my hairline. I'm experimenting with a new color too, so I'm not sure if this is going to work out. But this is all about placement and blending. Okay, and then I'm going to find my top of my cheekbone here. I'm just going to bring it over. I'm going to stop at the corner of my eye. Okay. Bring it along the jawline. I like to do a little bit on my chin. You don't have to do this because I have a longer face with a little bit pointier chin. And then for nose contour, you can actually get some contour on your fingers, rub your fingers together. Start at the bridge of your nose at the very top. Put your fingers together, place your fingers on your nose and just drag it down, okay? And that gives you like the perfect placement for your contour. Okay, that's contour, okay? Let's move on to our brightening highlight, which is the lightest shade that I'm going to match you to. And key is placement, okay? I'm going to put it in the center of my face, down the center of my nose, Cupid's bow. You can put it on your chin if you want. Again, I like to distract from a longer face, so I don't typically put it there. And then, very important, you're not going to use it like your traditional concealers. You're not going to put it all underneath your eyes. You're only going to put it in the corners of your eyes, okay? So just in the corners, and that's your brightening highlight. Now let's go in with our main highlight, which is just going to go everywhere else. So I'm going to dip into that shade, and I'm just going to start doing little stripes everywhere else that I didn't put anything. Okay, sometimes, I forgot to mention, color correcting. If you need color correcting, reach out to me. Sometimes I will use the shade June to put right on these reddest areas of my cheeks. In fact, I might do that right now. I'm not sure if I put the wrong shade there. I'm not sure if you guys, I may have, recommended a color corrector for you, but that's what I would do. Okay, so June, I'm going to put just a little bit of June. It's got a greenish undertone to it, so it's going to help with redness. Okay, looks crazy. Time to blend it out. Take whatever brush that you got And I think most people probably got the 3D brush. You may have gotten the detail brush. You may have gotten the buff blush and bronzer brush. Doesn't really matter. Now, if you're finding that your makeup isn't blending the way you want, maybe your skin's a little drier, I don't know, sometimes this is my issue. I'm gonna take a setting spray, this is the Seint Stay Spray, and I'm just gonna put a really light spritz on my face and give it a second and then blend. Now, I like to start with the lightest shades first and then go to the darkest shades. So this is the 3D brush. I'm gonna start with this smaller domed end, and I'm gonna start with the brightest or the lightest colors. Tapping motion, just tap into it, right? Around the eyes, just tap. You can bring it over underneath the eyes. This is also going to clean up your eyeshadow line. So I always forget to do my eyeshadow first, but it's really a good idea to do that first, and then any fallout or anything can just get cleaned up by your brightening highlight. Okay, let's move on to our main shade. I'm going to flip the brush over to the fluffier, bigger side, and I'm just going to go in and again, use this pouncing motion. Just the main highlight shade. We'll work our way up to the contour in a second here. These brushes are so soft, you guys, if you haven't already discovered that. Love them. Okay. All right, I'm looking in my phone, so sometimes it's hard to see. I want to make sure we forgot the nose, I think. Okay, everything is pretty well blended out. Now we can move on to contour. So I'm just going to run this across my contour and then just flick it up into the hairline. I'm not sure this is my shade. Like I said, I'm trying a new shade. And I'm not sure. It's a little too red tone. Sorry, red toned, I think, for me, but it's going to work. I'm going to make it work. Okay, on the cheekbones, again, just tap into it and then give it a little bit of a upward motion. You want it to stay in place, though. You want it to kind of stay where you put it. Okay, so there's a reason why we're putting it there, is to give your face dimension. Same thing over here, just tapping into it, and then little flicks up. I went a little too far over here, but it's cream and it's correctable, and that's why it's so great. Okay. Sorry, still dealing with whatever this sickness is that I've had for like almost a week now. It's really getting annoying. On the jawline, remember to just bring that down, blend it into your neck. And then on the nose, I just like to kind of run, sorry guys, the other end of the 3D brush and blend that out. Okay. Quick look again. Okay, I think everything is blended out pretty well. Now we can go one step further. I'll just do my blush really quickly, just to show you placement. It's going to go right above your contour. So wherever you place that contour, well, 3-finger method, that's what I use. 3-finger method. 3 fingers, start your blush right there. If not, it's going to kind of drag your face down if you are mature. If you're not, you can start that blush wherever you want. Also, by placing it higher on the cheekbones, it's going to help to lift the face. If you put it more on the apples of your cheeks, where we've always traditionally put blush, it's going to make your face look fuller. Okay? Hey guys, I had to take a quick time out for a coughing fit. I applied some blush just so you could kind of see the finished product. I put the blush right over top of where I put the contour. I started it, I take 3 fingers next to my nose. That's where I started, and that'll give you kind of a lifted look. If you put it in the apples of your cheeks, it'll make your face look fuller. So it's all about whatever look you're going for. I find that as we age, We try to keep everything lifted. So that's why I place it where I do. Now, final step is setting spray. I'm going to take my setting spray, and I forgot to dampen my Perfector sponge. So I'm just going to use this sponge that I can use dry. And you just want to press everything in, okay? If you forgot to blend something in, this is going to help with that. It's going to make your makeup stay in place all day, which I've never had a problem with, my makeup staying all day. And it's just going to give you that kind of flawless finish. All right, so that is it. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. No question is a dumb question. If we need to FaceTime to, so I can see maybe where you're having issues, or maybe I can help you, give you some tips and pointers. That's what I'm here for, guys, to help you. I want you to love this makeup as much as I do. So there you have it. Again, reach out with any questions, and you guys have a great Saturday and a great weekend.